Sometimes life burdens us with loads that quietly consume our happiness and well-being. But what if there was a way to ease these burdens peacefully? In today's video, we're going to delve into Stoicism and learn how to discreetly eliminate 11 burdens from your life. It's time to seek inner peace, develop a resilient mindset, and achieve a lighter and more meaningful existence. And to ensure that you make the most of this content, I challenge you to stick around until the end. The topics we'll discuss in the final minutes can truly transform your life, offering profound insights that you won't want to miss out on. Explaining oneself to those who cause us pain. When we ponder the complexities of human interactions, especially when faced with situations that bring us displeasure or suffering, we are confronted with a fundamental choice: to protect our emotional integrity. Stoic wisdom teaches us that there is immeasurable value in preserving our inner peace by deliberately choosing not to engage in justifications or confrontations with those who have hurt us. This decision not only shields us, but cultivates a tranquility essential for our mental and emotional balance. The practice of maintaining a discreet distance from those who disturb our serenity is an act of self-affirmation, a silent declaration of our dignity and worth. Choosing not to fuel conflicts and dramas allows us to preserve our emotional equilibrium and channel our energy into interactions that are truly constructive and enriching. Stoic teachings remind us that silence and withdrawal are signs of strength, not weakness. Choosing not to react to provocations is an expression of self-mastery, a central pillar of Stoic philosophy. This approach not only facilitates the healing of emotional wounds, but also promotes a space for reflection and personal growth. Distance offers us the opportunity to observe our emotions without allowing them to overpower us, a fundamental principle of Stoicism. In this sense, facing those who cause us pain with serenity and integrity is a manifestation of true resilience. Stoics believe that our response to external adversities should be guided by reason and self-discipline. Avoiding explanations and dramatic confrontations is not just a way to sidestep unnecessary conflicts. It is a powerful strategy to maintain inner peace and assert our self-control. By choosing this path, we are not only declaring our emotional independence, but also strengthening our ability to face future challenges with calmness and determination. This approach not only protects our peace, but also uplifts our spirit, aligning our actions with Stoic principles of courage and wisdom. Unnecessary goals. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves carrying objectives that, instead of propelling us forward, end up overwhelming us and diverting us from what is truly essential. These unnecessary goals often are nothing more than echoes of others' expectations or ideals that do not resonate with our deepest selves. Stoicism guides us to practice constant self-evaluation, encouraging us to carefully examine our ambitions, to discern which ones are genuine and which ones were adopted without reflection. In this process of introspection, it becomes vital to identify and detach from these goals that are not in harmony with our true purpose. This task, though challenging, is crucial for maintaining our integrity and focus. By eliminating goals that do not serve us, we are not merely making a superficial adjustment. We are indeed conducting a profound cleansing in our lives, removing what weighs us down and making space for the personal and spiritual growth that we truly value. The action of abandoning these unnecessary goals should be carried out with exemplary discretion, reflecting our maturity and respect for our individual path. This act does not require fanfare or external recognition. It is an internal shift, a silent declaration of independence from the chains of societal expectations. It is an exercise in authenticity, reaffirming our dedication to living according to our deepest values. By letting go of misaligned ambitions, we are not only freeing emotional and temporal resources, but we are also strengthening our resilience and self-awareness. The decision to reject what is superfluous and focus on what is essential is a Stoic practice that underscores the importance of living a life not by the quantity of its achievements, but by their quality and meaning. This recalibration is not just a simplification of everyday life. It is a profound redefinition of what we consider success and personal fulfillment. Aligning our goals with our fundamental values is one of the purest expressions of personal freedom and integrity, reinforcing the Stoic message that true happiness stems from living consistently with one's nature and purpose. Oversharing. In a world where information sharing is frequent and often impulsive, it's essential to consider the risks of divulging intimate details of our lives, especially those related to relationships that have ended. Stoicism, with its focus on self-discipline and reason, invites us to consider the importance of privacy and mutual respect, even after the termination of an emotional bond. By indiscriminately sharing personal aspects of a past relationship, we risk not only invading others' privacy, but also fueling rumors and gossip that can perpetuate misunderstandings and resentments. Such behavior does not contribute to the emotional closure needed after a breakup, but on the contrary, can prolong conflict and pain. Stoics teach us that true healing comes from within. Instead of seeking external relief or validation for our hurts, we should turn our attention to internal reflection. This process of introspection allows us to examine our experiences and emotions, learning from them and growing in wisdom and strength. By choosing to keep certain aspects of our relationships private, we not only protect our own and others' dignity, but also cultivate a safe space for personal healing. In this context, it is prudent to be selective about what we share and with whom we share it. The practice of withholding sensitive and personal information is a way to respect oneself and others, promoting an environment of trust and mutual respect. Furthermore, by focusing on our own healing journey, instead of dispersing our energy in superficial discussions, we strengthen our ability to overcome adversity and rebuild ourselves stronger and wiser. When reflecting on the sharing of intimate details post-relationship, let us remember the Stoic maxim that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reaction to them. Choosing not to disclose such details is a powerful decision that respects privacy, promotes personal dignity, and facilitates a more authentic and profound emotional recovery. If you're dealing with toxic and narcissistic people, which is quite common these days, don't hesitate to share your experiences in the comments. Feel free to subscribe and leave a like. And of course, let's talk. Who knows? Maybe I can help you, or someone else might have a good tip to share with you and all of us. So let's keep moving forward, raising your voice in front of others. The ability to maintain composure in tense situations is a challenge that tests not only our patience, but also our maturity and self-control. Stoicism, with its emphasis on moderation and reason, offers valuable insight into how we can transform anger and frustration into calm and assertive communication. Raising your voice in front of others, especially in moments of conflict, may seem like a natural response, but it is often counterproductive. Such a reaction can escalate tensions and create an atmosphere of antagonism and disrespect. In contrast, Stoic teachings encourage us to seek balance and resilience, advocating that true strength emerges from the ability to respond with serenity and assertiveness. When faced with situations that trigger our irritation, It is essential to pause and reflect before reacting. This pause allows reason to replace impulse, enabling a thoughtful response that not only resolves the conflict more effectively, but also preserves the dignity of all involved. Promoting assertive communication means expressing our views and needs clearly and directly, without resorting to aggression or passivity. It is about establishing respectful boundaries and engaging in dialogue that fosters mutual understanding and respect. This type of communication not only resolves tensions constructively, but also strengthens interpersonal bonds, creating an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Furthermore, the practice of controlling anger and transforming frustration into productive dialogue is a demonstration of self-respect and respect for others. It teaches us that even in adversity, we can choose a path that reflects wisdom and compassion. Thus, by opting for calm and assertive communication, we not only avoid unnecessary conflicts, but also cultivate a more harmonious and balanced lifestyle, in line with Stoic principles of living, according to the rational and social nature of human beings. Spreading negative opinions about others. The habit of spreading negative opinions about others is a practice that unfortunately still permeates many social interactions. However, Stoic philosophy offers a critical view of this behavior, emphasizing how such an attitude can deteriorate not only our relationships, but also the respect for our own character. When we speak ill of others, we are not only harming someone's reputation, but also exposing a weakness in our own character. This behavior reveals a tendency to focus on others' flaws, often to deflect attention from our own limitations or insecurities. Stoics warn us that such actions can generate a chain of mistrust and antagonism, eroding the foundation of any healthy relationship. Instead of perpetuating negative opinions, Stoic philosophy proposes empathy as a powerful alternative. Practicing empathy means striving to understand the circumstances and challenges that others face, recognizing that each person has their own internal struggle. By adopting an empathetic stance, we are not only cultivating a greater understanding of human complexities, but also fostering an environment of mutual respect and trust. Empathizing with others allows us to build bridges instead of walls, promoting deeper and more meaningful relationships. This approach helps us to be less critical and more compassionate, acknowledging that we all have imperfections and are all in a continuous process of growth and learning. Furthermore, by choosing to spread positivity and understanding, we reflect an image of ourselves that is respectful and dignified. This conduct not only improves our interpersonal relationships, but also aligns us more closely with Stoic ideals of virtue and moral integrity. Ultimately, by opting to replace criticism with empathy, we are choosing a path that uplifts both ourselves and those around us, solidifying a legacy of respect and dignity in all our interactions. Stop comparing yourself constantly to others. The human tendency to constantly compare ourselves to others can be a significant source of discontent and dissatisfaction. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on self-sufficiency and recognition of our own capacity and worth, offers valuable insight into how we can escape this comparison trap and embrace the uniqueness of our own journey. The act of comparing oneself, whether by status, possessions, or achievements, is often motivated by an external view of success that can divert us from our true values and goals. This not only diminishes our satisfaction with life, but can also lead us to underestimate our own accomplishments and quirks that make us unique. Stoics teach us that each individual has a unique path to follow, shaped by personal circumstances, decisions, and actions. Instead of looking to others as benchmarks of success, we should turn our attention to personal growth and celebrate our own victories and quirks. This involves recognizing and valuing our unique traits and achievements, regardless of how they compare to others. By cultivating gratitude for our attributes and progress, we create a sense of contentment that is deeply rooted in our own being, not in external factors. This approach not only promotes healthier self-esteem, but also frees us from the pressure to live up to others' expectations. Moreover, by embracing our uniqueness, we are encouraged to follow a path that truly resonates with who we are, rather than one dictated by the achievements or lifestyles of others. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism, which values authenticity and self-awareness as key elements for a fulfilling and meaningful life. Giving up constant comparison is not just an act of self-acceptance. It is a powerful practice that allows us to live with more freedom and joy. By recognizing and celebrating our own journey, we strengthen our individuality and cultivate a more resilient and authentic spirit, aligned with Stoic teachings of virtue and personal fulfillment. Overuse and unconscious use of social media. The excessive and often unconscious use of social media has become a growing concern in contemporary society. The ease of access and constant content updates can draw us into a consumption cycle that not only consumes our time, but also affects our mental health. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on moderation and self-control, offers a lens through which we can assess and adjust our engagement with these digital platforms. Social media, when used unintentionally, can lead us to constant comparison with others, fueling feelings of dissatisfaction and inadequacy. This digital environment, saturated with often idealized representations of others' lives, can distort our perception of reality, making us feel like we are always falling short of expectations. The Stoics advise us to cultivate an awareness of how and why we use social media. This involves questioning our motivations for accessing these platforms and honestly evaluating the impact they have on our well-being. Instead of passive and incessant use, we should aspire to a more conscious and limited engagement. Setting clear boundaries to prevent the digital world from dominating our real life. A useful practice may be to set specific times to check social media and adhere to those limits to ensure that our interaction is both intentional and moderate. Additionally, choosing to follow only content that enriches and inspires us can transform our social media experience into a source of positivity and learning, rather than dissatisfaction and envy. Adopting a more reflective and selective approach to the use of social media not only aligns with Stoic teachings on self-control and discernment, but also promotes a more balanced and mentally healthy life. By making conscious choices about how we interact with technology, we are exercising our ability to resist immediate impulses and to live a more deliberate and meaningful life. The pursuit of external validation. The relentless pursuit of external validation is a trap that can deeply limit our personal freedom and authenticity. In today's world, where social expectations and judgments are often amplified, it's easy to fall into the temptation of shaping our actions and identities based on others' approval. However, Stoic philosophy encourages us to reconsider this dependency and to deeply value our inner voice and our own values. The Stoics teach us that true freedom and happiness come not from external recognition, but from living in harmony with our nature and principles. When our self-esteem and decisions depend on the approval of others, we are not only relinquishing our personal power, but also drifting away from the authenticity that defines who we truly are. To combat this quest for external validation, it's crucial that we begin to cultivate greater confidence in ourselves and in our own judgments. This involves continuous introspection and the development of self-awareness that allows us to understand and affirm our most fundamental values. When we prioritize our inner voice over others' expectations, we start making decisions that are truly aligned with our desires and needs. Additionally, the Stoics advise practicing emotional self-sufficiency, which involves finding contentment and validation within ourselves, rather than constantly seeking external approval. By becoming less dependent on others' judgment, we not only strengthen our character, but also promote greater emotional stability. By prioritizing our own values and seeking internal validation, we not only live more authentically, but also create a life less vulnerable to fluctuations in public opinion. This shift in focus is not only liberating, but also perfectly aligns with Stoic teachings on virtue and independence, offering a path to a fuller and more meaningful life. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Perfectionism. Perfectionism, often seen as a noble pursuit of excellence, can become a significant barrier to well-being and personal development. This obsession with achieving perfection in all aspects of life can lead to immense internal pressure, frustration, and discontentment. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on acceptance and rationality, offers valuable insights into how to mitigate the influence of perfectionism. The Stoics advocate for recognizing and accepting our human limitations. The relentless pursuit of perfection is a battle doomed to frustration as it disregards the inherently imperfect nature of human beings. Instead of fixating on unattainable standards, the Stoics encourage us to focus on progress and continuous effort, valuing the growth and learning that each experience can offer. The practice of self-compassion is crucial in this process. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for failures or imperfections, we should offer ourselves the same kindness and understanding that we would extend to a dear friend. This approach not only relieves the stress associated with perfectionism, but also promotes a healthier and more realistic attitude toward personal development. Furthermore, accepting imperfections is crucial for an authentic and genuinely happy life. When we stop fighting against our imperfect nature and start embracing it, we create space to experience life in a fuller and less restrictive way. This recognition that perfection is an illusion not only reduces anxiety and fear of failure, but also allows us to celebrate every small success on the path of personal growth. Therefore, by replacing perfectionism with acceptance of imperfections and self-compassion, we not only alleviate internal pressure, but also cultivate an environment more conducive to authentic and less stressful personal development. According to Stoic principles, this is the path to a life of true satisfaction and contentment, where growth occurs naturally and rewardingly. Clutching to unrealistic expectations, a habit that can lead to constant disappointments and a distorted perception of reality. In the pursuit of happiness and success, it's crucial to assess our expectations to ensure they are not only realistic, but also aligned with our values and intrinsic abilities. Stoic philosophy offers us valuable insights into how to recalibrate our expectations to avoid disappointment and promote a more satisfying life. Disproportionate expectations often arise from a combination of idealism and a limited understanding of our own limitations and the world around us. They can lead us to pursue goals that do not reflect our true desires or that are beyond our current capabilities. The Stoics teach us that wisdom lies in recognizing and accepting our human conditions, including our imperfections and the unpredictable nature of life. To cultivate more realistic expectations, it's essential to practice self-awareness. This involves an honest and continuous assessment of our abilities, passions, and limitations. Understanding who we truly are and what we can realistically achieve allows us to adjust our expectations and protects us against the bitter disappointments that come with unattainable aspirations. Additionally, adopting a more flexible and adaptable approach to circumstances can alleviate the pressure of meeting rigid expectations. The Stoics value adaptability as a virtue, teaching us that we should be prepared to adjust our plans and expectations in response to life's inevitable changes. This flexibility not only reduces frustration but also promotes a more serene and resilient attitude in the face of challenges. Therefore, by letting go of unrealistic expectations and adopting a more realistic perspective based on self-awareness, we not only minimize the risk of disappointments, but also make room to discover and pursue aspirations that are genuinely meaningful to us. This shift in focus, aligned with Stoic teachings, encourages us to live a more authentic and rewarding life, where success is measured not by the achievement of distant ideals, but by harmony with our true capabilities and desires. Avoiding gossip, engaging in gossip and negative conversations is a behavior that can have serious implications, both for personal and collective integrity. The practice of gossip, often seen as a harmless form of social interaction, can actually erode trust and respect within any group or community. The Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on virtue and self-control, guides us to reflect on the consequences of our words and actions, and to choose paths that strengthen our moral integrity. By involving ourselves in gossip, we compromise not only our own reputation, but also contribute to a toxic environment where distrust and judgment become prevalent. This is particularly harmful because gossip often distorts or exaggerates the truth, potentially causing irreparable damage to someone's reputation and even destroying relationships. In contrast, Stoics encourage us to cultivate an environment of mutual respect and empathy. They teach us that we should speak of others only when we have something genuinely positive or constructive to say. When faced with the temptation to gossip, we are encouraged to reflect on the relevance and truthfulness of our comments and how they may affect others and ourselves. Fostering an environment where empathy and mutual respect prevail requires a conscious practice of moderation in speech and a commitment to elevating dialogue. By choosing to focus on the positive and avoiding spreading negative or harmful information, we help build a more united and healthy community. Therefore, by rejecting participation in gossip and encouraging respectful and empathetic dialogue, we not only protect our integrity, but also contribute to collective well-being. This is a Stoic principle that resonates deeply in a world where words and information can be easily manipulated and misunderstood. By cultivating a positive environment, we reaffirm our commitment to ethics and morality, essential elements for a virtuous and harmonious life. I hope the lessons shared today have resonated with you and inspire you to make positive changes in your life. By adopting these principles, you will not only cultivate a resilient, empathetic, and positive mindset, but also foster authentic personal development and deeper relationships. If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss future content that can further enrich your journey. Click on the bell to activate notifications and leave your like and comment below. Share with us how these lessons can help you redefine and enrich your life. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.